This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, guys, so let's get started. So what we have done, Amir and Tisara, we have installed primary site server, right? Was
Yes.
it successful? Both of you, can you let me know?
Yeah,
Was
mine
the
was.
installation?
What did we do last time? I can't even remember. Yeah,
No.
I finished off the system config, the system manager,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was the last part we did, and I think that was it. So we did the SQL as you
Right.
mentioned to the guys, and then later on, the last thing we did was we finished off the SCCM configuration config manager wizard, and I think the
Right.
Sara finished off the Sara. What did we do? What did you do on your end? You joined the PCs to the domain, and then
Yes.
No, no,
right?
Tisara is on the same page
Same
now.
config.
Yeah. Okay.
Yesterday
Okay.
I had
Excellent.
taken one session.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah. Okay, Tisara, was that successfully installed or you
Yes.
faced some issues?
No, Kashif is successfully installed.
Very good, very good. So I want you guys to connect to the servers, and in the meantime, I'll let you know what we are going to discuss today. So today is day 5, and here is the agenda. You guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, what we are planning to do is point number 16. We will create discovery of forest, systems, groups, users, and from Active Directory. So we are going to discover all the resources from Active Directory in SCCM. So as Active Directory will become the data source of SCCM. Second thing, we are going to create boundary. Then boundary group, we will assign site to the boundary. Then we will install these roles. These are the things which we are going to do. Now I'll explain you why we are going to do these things. Point number 16, we'll have to create discovery. So as you know, currently we have one LAN network, right? And currently we have a couple of computers. Let's say we have 10 computers, for example. Okay, let's say we have like 10, 20 computers, and all of them are joined to the same network and same LAN, same domain. Clear?
Mm.
Now we have one server, and that is domain controller. We call it DC. Clear? And another server we have is SCCM. Now all the computers are connected to the domain controller. That means they are present in Active Directory. So inside DC we have one component of domain controller, and that's the database called Active Directory. So Active Directory contains all the users, computers, security groups, domain, forest related details. So what we are going to do, we will let SCCM query Active Directory, and it will bring the data. So SCCM will query Active Directory, and then it will bring some information from Active Directory, and that is going to be user information, devices like systems. Sorry, first I'll have to go to forest, domain, user, system, security groups, and got it. So SCCM will query Active Directory and bring all these information in SCCM console. So Active Directory will become the data source, data point for SCCM. So as and when you join any computer, let's say today you join 10 computers, and today you have created 10 users in Active Directory. All those will become all those will be discovered in SCCM, and you don't have to manually discover the resources from Active Directory. It will get automatically populated. Got it? So that is called discovery. So we will start the discovery in such a way that every 5 minutes SCCM will query the Active Directory, and as and when it finds any changes there, it will apply the changes here in SCCM console. Clear, guys? This is called discovery.
Okay.
So the first point we discussed, that is going to be, no, not this one, sorry. So we will create the discovery of forest, system, groups, users from Active Directory. The second one is we need to create boundary. Why we need to create boundary? Let me know. So we have to suppose you have one office in London, then one office in Australia, one in New York, one in Mumbai. Okay, so these offices are located. Let's say this is present. One branch office is in Mumbai, another in London, another one in Sydney, for example, and the last one is going to be, for example, Paris. Now, in every region, you have somewhere around 1,000 or 2,000 computers, right? So Mumbai has 1,000 computers. London may have like 2,000 computers. Sydney can have like 3,000 computers and has 4,000 computers. Now, for Mumbai, there would be a IP subnet, right? IP subnet or IP range. Similarly, in London, you will have some IP subnet or IP range, in Sydney and in Paris. So we need to create a boundary to let the SCCM know that any computer falls under this IP subnet. For example, the IP subnet is 10.10.10.0. So any computer falls under this IP subnet, that computer belongs to which boundary? Mumbai boundary. Similarly, we have to define IP subnet of London. Let's say this is 11.0. So any computer which falls under this subnet, that is from London, right?
Yeah.
Any computer which is in this subnet, that is from Sydney. And similarly, the last one, Paris. So based on this IP subnet or IP range, we will create boundary so that SCCM can easily understand the device location. Okay, so if any device falls under respective range, IP range or subnet, SCCM can understand the location of those devices. So we have to create boundary in SCCM. Got it? So that's what we discussed about boundary, point number 17. Now the 18 is we have to assign a site. So Mumbai will have one site, London will have one site, Sydney will have one site, and Paris will have one site. Now this site will be responsible to deploy application or software updates or the policies. So anything these computers need, any computer needs anything like any application or updates, they will always talk to this site, right? And from here they can download the policies and they can download the applications. Similarly, anything London computer needs, they can reach here and they will download the content from here. Similarly, Sydney and Paris. So we are defining the jurisdiction of the site, so the devices can always reach to their respective site. So we call it site assignment. Clear, guys?
Yes.
So when you assign a site to a boundary, we call it site assignment. Then we
Sorry
have
to
to
interrupt you.
install.
So one question.
Yes.
Let us suppose we created a boundary for location. So and the number of devices were extended to more 1,000 or 1,500. Can we update that domain? I mean, sorry. Can we update that subnet
Anytime.
anytime?
Anytime.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now we need to install 3 roles. Okay. So application catalog web service point, application catalog website point, and software update point. These are the 3 roles we have to install. Why we need these roles? Let me just draw a diagram and give you a pictorial understanding. So the first 2 roles, and that is application catalog website point. Now this role is basically needed to create a website. So you can create one website for internal user. so that the internal user, they don't have to go to internet. They can always come here and they can install their common applications from here. So let's say internal appstore.com. So this site will be available for your internal user, and they can download the common applications from here. They don't have to go to internet to download the applications. So that is the reason we need this role, application catalog website point. The second role, what we need is application catalog web service point. Basically, this role is required to keep the connection, to establish the connection of this website with SCCM server. So basically, SCCM server is there, and to connect this website to SCCM server, you need this role, application catalog web service point. The moment you get connected, then you will be able to publish the application here in this website. Let's say Firefox, Google Chrome, 7-Zip, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Office. So anyone who goes to this website, they can download the application. Click on this and get it downloaded. Like Play Store, guys, or Google App Store, Google Play Store and Apple App Store, wherein you go and download yourself, right? Similarly, internally, you can create a self-service portal. So these are the two roles required for this. The third role is for patch deployment. So currently we have installed WSUS server, and WSUS server will be talking to Microsoft Update Server. So WSUS is responsible to talk to Microsoft Update Server. So WSUS is the one which talks to Microsoft Update Server and bring the patches from Microsoft Update Server about whatever the patches are available on Microsoft Update Server. And to deploy the patches through SCCM, we need to have, let's say we already have SCCM server. So to integrate SCCM, to integrate WSUS in SCCM, we need one role, and that is called software update point. So that we don't have to go to WSUS, we can integrate WSUS in SCCM using this role, and whatever the deployment, software updates deployment we would like to do, we can do it from software update point from SCCM itself rather than going to WSUS. Clear, guys?
Yeah.
Yep, so far.
Okay, so we have to do these things practically. So we discussed about discovery, then boundary group, server assignment, site assignment. Then we will have to install these roles. So I'll make Tisara as a presenter, and Tisara, you perform the task step by step. Now, to create a boundary, first of all, we need to get the IP address range or the subnet, right? So let's go to Azure portal, and in Azure portal, go to virtual network at the left hand side, and then click on vnet_SEA. This is the virtual network which we have created. All the computers are connected to this network. Now, what is the IP address of domain? It's 10.10.1.4. SCCM is 5. Database is 6. Got it? So we have the range already. Either we go with the subnet or with the range. Anything of your choice. Okay? Now, so we will go with the range. So let's go ahead and log into SCCM server. I think it is already logged in. You just have to connect to that. Right click on SCCM PS and full screen so that we can see it properly. Now we already have the range available. 10.10.1.4 is domain, 5 is database, and 6 is SCCM. So we'll go to SCCM console. Can you scroll down and Open SCCM console, not this server manager. You can close server manager. We don't need server manager. Have you closed it? Very good. Now left click on start and then click on downward arrow, which is pointing downside. Yes. And click on configuration manager console. Yes. Now, when the icon comes in the taskbar, I want you to pin it to the taskbar so that you don't have to search it later on. Right click on that and pin it to the taskbar. Click on OK. Now, in the last session, what we did, we installed SCCM, right? And this is the console which helps us to access SCCM. So first of all, we will check the logs, whether the SCCM installation was successfully installed or we have any error message. So let's go to C drive on this computer and we will check the installation log. Very good. Under C drive, you double click on config manager setup. Yeah, open that one. This is the installation log. So it will tell you whether the installation was successful or was it any error message. So scroll down to the bottom. You may make a note of it, the log name. Okay, now what does it say? Exiting config manager setup bootstrapper, and just one line above it says completed config manager server setup, right? So there was no any error message. It got successfully installed. Okay, so you can close that log message.
Should I close it, Keshav?
Yes, close that. Yeah, close that one. Now this console is, can you scroll up? Okay, at the left hand side you have blue ribbon. Click on that blue ribbon. Yeah, and click on about config manager. So we are using SCCM 1606. This is the version of SCCM which we installed, and this is the console version and site version. Got it?
Yeah.
Now close this. Now SCCM console has 4 major section. So first one is asset and compliance. Got it? At the left hand side bottom you have asset and compliance. So when you click on asset and compliance, you get all these associated workspace, like you have users, devices, user collection, device collection. Similarly, if you have to deploy any application or patches or operating system, you need to go to software library, the second one. Click on software library. Okay, so this section will help you to do the deployment of application and software updates or operating system. Then you have monitoring. Now inside monitoring, you can monitor the components of SCCM. You can also get the reports, alerts, queries, and the database replication, distribution status. All those monitoring tasks can be achieved from here. Then administration is there. Suppose if you have to change anything in the configuration side, then you have to go to administration. So these are the 4 major sections. So Microsoft has made it easier, and using these workspace you can accomplish all your SCCM related tasks. Got it?
Yeah.
Now what we have to do, we have to do the discovery. So let's go to asset and compliance and go to users. Currently it will show no item found. That means nothing is discovered in SCCM. SCCM is installed, but it's plain and clean. It does not have any resources, right? So we
Yeah.
have to start populating the users and devices in here. So let's go to administration. Expand hierarchy configuration. Discovery methods. Very good. Now, the first one, what does it say? Active Directory forest discovery. So first one is responsible to discover all the forest whatever present in Active Directory. Suppose in Active Directory you have one forest, let's say lab.com. That's a forest and multiple domains inside it. So the forest discovery is done using the first one. So you have to right click on that and go to properties, and then choose the box which says enable Active Directory forest discovery. Right now we have two check boxes for to create boundary. We are not going to create boundary based on IP's address or Active Directory automatically. We will create our custom boundary. Okay, so the best practice is to always create custom boundary. We will not be going with automatic one. So now rerun every 1 week. So this SCCM will check with Active Directory next week if there is any change in the forest discovery. So next week, every week, it will keep on checking with Active Directory. So click on apply. And it is saying, do you want to run the full discovery now? Yes. And click OK. Now, we have discovered forest. How many forests we have at the moment, Tisara?
No, one laptop.
Just one, lab.com, right? Inside lab.com, we have only one domain, and that is also lab.com, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and discover the groups, security groups. So right click on Active Directory security group. The second one. Right click.
Refresh.
Properties. Yes. Now we need to enable this. Check that box. Enable Active Directory security group discovery. And now we have to give the path from where it will discover. So click on add and then give location.
Group location.
No, location. Now the name can be anything. You can type in groups.
What should I say?
Anything group. Okay. Now browse. You need to browse the LDAP path, the Active Directory path. Where would you like to search your users security groups from? So if you choose the first one, lab.lab, what will happen? All the groups inside that Active Directory will be discovered.
Okay.
So in production environment, we don't do that. In production environment, we take the desired container from here. Let's say we will take SCCM lab and we will take NTDS quotas and we will take program data. So in production environment, you will have offices like London office, Mumbai office, then you will have like a Paris office. So we will discover only those groups rather than discovering the whole group. Got it?
Yeah.
But since we are in lab, we don't have much group, so we can choose the top level one. Click OK. And click OK. And click on polling schedule. Polling schedule will tell you how often the delta discovery is happening and how often the full discovery is happening. So it is full discovery is happening every 7 days and delta discovery is happening every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, SCCM will keep on talking to Active Directory and query the Active Directory and bring the changes. If you add any security group, it will discover. If you remove any security group, it will also remove it from SCCM console. Got it?
Kashif, I got a question. What's the difference between Delta and full discovery?
Delta means changes. Full discovery,
Okay.
it will complete. It will start from scratch.
Uh-huh.
Whatever that it has discovered so far, it will ignore that one, and it will discover everything in the fresh fashion.
Okay. So
Got it?
should I say apply and okay?
Apply. Okay. Yes. So we have discovered the second one. Now the third one, the system one. This is the main, because SCCM is basically managing the systems, right? Other things are just the add-ons. So this one is the major one. Right click and go to properties and enable Active Directory system discovery and choose the yellow icon. Now the path. So we have to set the path from where the discovery will happen. So click on browse. Now if you choose lab, all the computers will be discovered, right? So in production environment, you do not take that one, the top level one. Rather, you take the OU based. So let's take OU based. So take computers.
Oh,
Computers. So whatever the computers are present inside that computer folder or container, what do you say in Active Directory term, that will be discovered in SCCM. Click OK and click OK. Now one more time, click on the yellow icon and browse, and this time take domain controller. So we are not leaving any computers uh, in the discovery, because we have two computers in computer OU and one computer in domain controller. So we are taking both of them, both the path in the discovery. So click OK.
apply and okay.
Yes. Clear? Now the user discovery. So we wanna bring all our users in SCCM from Active Directory. So properties, enable, browse. Yeah. So let's find the top level one. That's okay. Okay. Now click on apply. Yes, and click OK. Now you see these things are enabled. Heartbeat discovery was enabled already, because Heartbeat is the one which helps you to discover your computers which are workgroup computer, which are not joined to the domain yet. So Heartbeat discovery we will always keep enable. We will not disable that one. Got it? Network discovery is for SNMP devices, routers, switches, subnet. So if you would like to do it, you can do it, but there is no point enabling that one, because we are not managing routers, subnet, and other network switches, network devices from SCCM. Got it?
Yeah.
So we'll leave that disabled. Now let's go ahead and go to asset and compliance. We should start seeing our users and devices. You see, all the users, whatever it is present in Active Directory, all of them and the groups are showing up here. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, devices. And you will see all your devices showing up here. So currently you have 3 devices, right? Database, domain, SCCM. 2 devices, those are the unknown computers. they are default devices. I'll talk about those devices later on, but they come during the installation. By default, they come in. Got it?
Yeah.
So we have discovered all our resources. Now in SCCM, if you add any user or computers or groups, it will automatically come up here after 5 minutes. So that is called the discovery,
Mhm.
automated discovery. Now we have to create boundary so that SCCM can understand the location of the devices. So let's go to administration. Click on boundaries. Right click on boundary and create boundary. Now we will create boundary, and the name can be anything of your choice, but just say SEA, Southeast Asia Lab Boundary. We are putting all our computers in Southeast Asia data center. So Southeast Asia Lab, SCCM Lab Boundary. Okay. Now the type. Now type, either we go with IP subnet or IP range. Let's go with IP range because we have the range already, and choose the range, IP range. Amir, in your case, I think you will have to take the 192 range, right? The router range. Amir, you there?
Sorry, I was talking to you guys with muted, with the button muted. Yeah, it is the 192, the one that the VM
Yes.
gave us.
Yes. So you need to like ping all the computers and get the right IP address and give the right range here. Okay, then only all the computers, SCCM will be able to understand the location of these computers. Clear?
Yep.
So now the IP range is starting from 4. So 10 dot 10 dot 1 dot 4. Now the end IP address 10 dot 10 dot 1 dot, let's say 20, because I may be adding, we may add some more computers here. So those computers will get IP between 4 to 20. So we'll give a bigger range. So apply OK. Now the boundary is created. Now we have to assign a site on this boundary so that all the computers in this boundary will be able to download the content like the files, software update files or application files or operating system files from a site server. So we have to assign a site. So right click on boundary group and create boundary group. And now you can say lab site assignment. Okay. Now click on add and choose the boundary. So let's say if you have like 10 different boundaries and you want to assign it to one site, you need to add all the boundary in this like this. You keep on clicking on add and keep on adding the boundary. Okay. Now go to references and assign the site. So click on that checkbox, use this boundary group for site assignment.
Mhm.
And below you need to give a server which is having management point, distribution point, and software update point. So currently all these three are installed on SCCM site server. So click on add and choose sccmps.lab.com because all these three roles, management point, distribution point, and software update point, all of them are installed on that box. If you have splitted the roles into different servers, you need to add all the server. Let's say 3 roles on 3 servers, you have to add all 3 here.
Oh,
Clear?
yeah.
Apply OK. So what have we done so far? We set up the discovery, then we created boundary, and then we assign a site to this boundary. Now let's go ahead and install the roles. There are 3 roles we need to install. So 2 roles are for self-service portal, so that user can go to that portal and download the common applications. And the third one is software update, so that we can deploy updates from SCCM. So to install the roles, we need to go to site configuration at the left hand side and expand site configuration and go to servers and site system roles. So currently there are 2 sites available. One is SCCM site, another one is database. Now on on database we have 3 roles installed. You see down at the bottom you have component, site database, and site system. These are the 3 roles available on database. Now let's click on SCCMPS. Yeah, these are the default roles. Click on SCCMPS and you see 6 roles are available. So during the installation of SCCM, we did choose management point, distribution point, and service connection point. These are the 3 extra role we installed. Others are default roles like component role, and a site server and site system. But additional roles are management point, service connection point, and distribution point. So now we need to install few roles on this server. So right click on sccmps.lab.com and click on add site system role. Next. Now this is the wizard which helps you to install the roles. Next. Now we need to take the first 2, application catalog website point, application catalog web service point, and software update point. So first 2 for self-service portal, and the third one is for patch deployment through SCCM. Now let's go next. Now WSUS works on 8530 and 8531. These are the 2 ports required for WSUS. So previously it used to work on port 80 and port 443, but after Windows Server 2012, Microsoft changed the port configuration to 8530, 8531. So choose the second one. And below, all our computer are intranet connected. You see, allow intranet client communication, client connection. If you have to deploy patches on the devices which are internet connected, like outside your company, right? Then you choose the second option. If you have both type of connection, like intranet plus internet, then you choose the third option. So currently we have all our computers intranet. So let's go ahead with that option and go next. Now we don't have any other account for go back previous. Yeah, this is actually asking you if you have installed WSUS with a different account, but we have used the same account to install WSUS, so we are not going to put anything here. Otherwise we would have to click on that checkbox, use credential to connect to WSUS, and we have to define the account which has permission to connect to WSUS. Currently it's the same account, so next. Now where will the updates be downloaded from? It will be synchronized from Microsoft Update Server. So the first one, next. How often SCCM will keep on talking to Microsoft Update Server? So every 7 days. So enable synchronization. So Microsoft will keep SCCM will keep on talking to Microsoft on the internet every 7 days. You may change this time based on your requirement. Now the last option is alert when synchronization fails on any site in the hierarchy. In case if synchronization fails, it will generate an alert. So you check that box Next. Now what will happen to the superseded updates? Microsoft is releasing update every second Tuesday of the month. So in the month of February, they are going to release like hundreds of patches on second Tuesday of the month. But every updates has a life cycle. So they will first go to supersedence mode and then they will get expired. Supersedence means some other updates are some other updates replaced that. For example, Google Chrome 1 and Google Chrome 2. Google Chrome 2 is superseding Google Chrome 1. Got it? So if you install Google Chrome 2, you don't have to install Google Chrome 1 because a Google Chrome 1 is already superseded. It's gone, outdated. So what will happen to the outdated updates? So choose the first option which says immediately expire the superseded updates. So it will be gone, it will be expired and deleted. And then click on run WSUS cleanup wizard. So WSUS will delete all the expired and superseded updates from SCCM console to keep the things clean. You need to check that box, run WSUS cleanup wizard. Next. Now what kind of product updates you would like to take it from Microsoft? So we need to take critical update, take that one, critical update, and security update. Remove service pack, we don't need service pack. Update roll-ups not required. We will go with only these two options. In production environment, you may have all of them selected, but it will take a long time to download all the updates. So rather we will go with only two updates. The concept is same, right? So either you deploy critical or general update, the installation remains as it is. So critical updates, security updates. Next. For our product, so the product what we have currently, you have Windows Server 2012 R2 and Windows 10, right? You will add Windows 10 later on, but currently you have Windows Server 2012 R2. In case if you are using other products of Microsoft, let's say Silverlight or Microsoft Office or Microsoft SharePoint, so you need to choose your appropriate products from here. So click on plus sign and click on the plus sign in front of Microsoft. Now these are the product available, but this list is not sufficient. This list is outdated list because Windows Server 2012 R2 is not there. So can you go to Windows, expand Windows? You see Windows Server 2012 R2 is not there. That means the product what you are using, that is not available in the list. So there is no point taking all those checked box, all those product which are checked. So go up on the top and click on this all product. Check that box, all product, first one, and uncheck again. Uncheck again. Very good. Just to keep everything unchecked. Now go down and choose Silverlight. The Silverlight, I can see the second last one. Silverlight. Why we are taking Silverlight? Because we are going to install Silverlight, and to update Silverlight, we will deploy through patches. So Silverlight we are taking. So we will get the Silverlight patch from Microsoft, and we can deploy that patch to all the computers where Silverlight application is installed. Next. Only English language. So remove everything else. Give me a minute. Oh, okay, so you just have English language, right? And
Yeah.
now this is the application catalog website web service point. So we need to create a web service in IIS. So let's go to um server manager.
Mm, mm, mm.
So now click on start at the left hand side. You have server. No. Go back to that server. Inside you have start. Yeah, click on server manager. Very good. And at the right hand side you have tools, right? Top tools, and click on IIS, Internet Information Services. Expand the SCCM PS at the left hand side. Can you expand that one? SCCM PS.
This one?
Is my voice clear or breaking up?
It's bit breaking up.
Is it breaking up for everyone or just Tisara? Amir?
Yeah, for everyone, but it's fine right now. Just got back.
Okay. Was it breaking up a lot or just a
No,
couple
no,
of
no,
times?
just a little bit.
Okay. Sorry guys. Expand that SCCM PS at the left hand side.
This one you mean?
Yeah, at the left hand side, yeah. And just click on do not show this message and no, yeah, close it. Expand sites. And expand default website. Now here we have these virtual directories like BGB, CCM incoming, CCM system, distribution point, virtual directory management. Basically, these are the sites. So the communication between the server and the client is happening through these virtual directories. Got it?
Yeah.
Now we have to create two virtual directories here. So let's go back to the role installation wizard. Now the service, what we have to web service. So the second box which says CM application catalog service, you can type in the service name, anything, app store service, one word, app store service, one word. And this website will function on port 80 because it is internal website, so we will leave that port 80. If you have to put this in a secured connection, then you need a certificate. So with port HTTP with port 443 HTTPS connection. So go next with port 80 and the website name. So the third box which says web application name, type in App Store. App Store. No, small letter is fine. Okay, so user will go to this website to download the content uh, from there rather than going to internet. So next, Now the organization name which will be displayed on the website. So anything of your choice, Thisara Private Limited or anything, what you would like to keep it. Now the color of the website, choose your color, the website color. The blue
Yeah.
is okay, then it's next and next. Very good. Click on close. Now I'll show you the log for the installation of these things. Okay, so let's
Mm-hmm.
go to C drive on this computer. Let me take the control so that I can quickly take you through the log, whatever we have done so far. There are some important logs for that. So I'll make you, can you give me control, please? Very good, thank you. Now, so there is a server log which is present in program files. Inside program files, there is a folder Microsoft Config Manager, right? And inside that we have logs. This is the server log. So you have to make a note of the server log location. So all the server related logs will be captured here. But before I go there, I'll go to tools and continue. This one, CM Trace. CM Trace is basically a log viewer tool. It's a very good tool. Rather than opening the log in Notepad, I'll open the log in CM Trace. So I'll double click on that and make it as a default log viewer tool. So I made that default application to open any log. Go back and go to logs folder. So I'll go to logs folder. Continue. Now what we have done the discovery. So for the forest discovery, this is the log, Active Directory forest discovery. Right click and open with config manager trace tool rather than opening in Notepad. So this is discovering, in case something goes wrong, this is the log which you have to check if the discovery is not happening. So it is saying finishing Active Directory forest. That means it is everything is working absolutely okay. It is not giving us any failure message. The second one is security group discovery. So this is the security group discovery. So every 5 minutes it will talking to Active Directory, and in case if you add any object, anything, any security group in Active Directory, it will bring that security group in SCCM. So successfully succeeded in running incremental sync store procedure. So succeeded updates and then shutting down. That means it completed the when was it completed? 15. So like 2 minutes back, and then it will start the it will perform the same task after 3 minutes, because 5 minute is the polling schedule. Every 5 minutes it will be doing the security group discovery. Then we have system discovery. So these logs are important, guys. You guys make a note of it. Okay, so it discovered the all the computers from Active Directory, and this is the system discovery log, and it did the same thing 15, like 3 minutes back, and shutting down. Every 5 minutes it will be talking to SCCM. Then user discovery. This is the user discovery. Whatever the users it has discovered like 3 minutes back it ran, and now shutting down. Now we did the installation of few sites, right? So if we right click on this site and refresh, you should be able to see the App Store and App Store service. These are the two which we just created, App Store and App Store service. Clear? Are you guys following?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the website got created, and the log for that, whether the website is working properly or not, is this one, AWEBSCTL. So this one will tell you whether the website is online or not. So let's go ahead, and you see this is the one. So status has changed from failed or unknown to online. So website is online now, and I can start browsing the website from here. So this option is there to browse the website. Now the third one is software update point, right? So SUP setup. We install software update point. So software update point setup, SUP setup. This is the log for software update point, whether the software update point installed successfully or not. And it shows installation was successful. Yeah, it is successfully installed. So that's how the installation is done for the roles, and we have installed 3 roles so far. Okay, guys, any questions so far? Anyone?
Uh,
Amir?
no, I'm fine right now. I'm just gonna go through the video again. So just because I'll have to replicate it on my side too, right?
Yes, you have to do all the steps at your end. Now, what we have done, just to give you a recap, first of all, we have done the discovery of forest system groups user from Active Directory. Then we created boundary group. Then we assigned site assignment to the boundary. We can say site assignment to the boundary, and then we install these 3 roles. And today is 26th of January. I'll send the notes to on your WhatsApp, and you, Amir, you need to perform the same task at your end.
Yeah. If I have any questions, I'll make a note of them. So hopefully by tomorrow,
Sure.
I'll try to do it.
Okay, guys. If you guys don't have any further question, we can wrap it up, and we'll meet again.
All right.
And Srinivas, if you would like to contact Srinivas or me, this is the number 989-235-4331 on WhatsApp, or you can call me. Okay,
Sure.
All
or
Thank
you
you.
may call Srinivas directly. Okay, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
Gotcha. Thanks a lot. Take
right.
care. Bye.
Stop the servers, guys.